everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the World Travels Book Club. My name is Eden and I'm a children's bookseller here at Lost in Books. Before we get started, thank you so much to New South Wales Government Youth Opportunities for sponsoring this. Today I have 5 exciting books to share with you that are all around International Youth Day 2020. So the theme for this year's International Youth Day is Youth Engagement for Global Change. This is a time to celebrate young people's engagement with local, institutional and international agencies. Young people are capable of so much, and the authors we're about to explore and the stories we're about to look into are just one example of how that is. So without any further ado, let's take a look at 5 examples of how we can and how we are changing the world as young people. The first book I have here is Chelsea Clinton's Start Now, You Can Make a Difference. We're all different, so the things that empower and inspire us to make a change vary between us. So that's why I think this book is the perfect starting place to find your passion, to find what you want to do to make a difference in the world. This book is here to answer all your burning questions, from what can you do to save endangered animals, to how to eat healthy. It even has a chapter on what to do if you or someone you know is being bullied. So if you're a budding activist who's looking for answers and wants to take action right now in practical ways, this book is definitely for you. It's filled with facts, drawings, action lists and stories of people just like you and I. So it's completely relatable and under 200 pages, so it's easy to fly through. The next book I have here is I Am Change by Susie Zale. While our previous book is non-fiction, this is fiction but an own voices story. And it's about a young girl in a foreign country looking to reclaim her voice and her body. Our main character Lillian has learned to shrink herself to fit the idea of what a girl is in her community. In Lillian's village, a girl should not be smarter than a boy. A girl is not meant to go to school, she does not get to decide who she marries. Inspired of the true accounts of young Ugandan women, I Am Change is an inspiring, evocative read for all young women and young people in general. It's for all the girls who are silenced and those who shout. As young people around the world, we are united, meaning we have the power to evoke change in the lives of those who are less fortunate than us. To do that, we have to understand the experiences of those who live a different life to us. And so that's why books like this are so important. Have you read The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo and found that you want to get into slam poetry too? You're definitely not alone. So that's why I have the book Slam Your Poetry by Miles Morell and Narcissa Nazika. No props, no music, no costumes, just you and the mic. Miles Morell is a spoken word activist and the founder of Australian Poetry Slam, while Narcissa Nazika is an award-winning teacher. Together, they take you from novice to spoken word superstar in no time. Step-by-step instructions and exercises that will inspire you to take hold of the mic and battle your fear of stage fright. Poetry slams are community builders. They're a way for local young activists to have their voices heard. This book will empower you to basically write a revolution. If you're not quite ready yet for the practical experience of writing your own slam poetry, I would really recommend picking up The Poet X. It's a captivating YA fiction of a young woman who lets her heart fly through spoken word poetry, and it's honestly such a great book. It's written completely in verse too, so practical in the way that you can mimic the spoken word flow. The next book I have here is We Are Displaced by Malala Yousafzai. This is not only Malala's story, but it's also the story of refugee girls around the world. As you may know, Malala is an international young activist. In this book, she recounts her experiences of visiting refugee camps as she dealt with her own displacement from her home country. The point of this book, to elevate the message that every person deserves equal human rights. As immigration crisis, war and border conflicts arise, Malala shares the voices and experiences of the incredible girls she met along her journey in a way to fight for their freedom and for their rights. A super inspiring read from an author and an activist that we can learn so much from. And you guys know how much I love my graphic novels, so I had to include one in here. And this is actually a collection from Kazoo, and it's called Noisemakers, 25 Women Who Raised Their Voices and Changed the World. This is a collection of the stories of 25 women who have made a change around the world. From Frida Kahlo to Maya Angelou, there are so many beautiful, inspiring stories to explore and gorgeous illustrations to accompany. You're sure to feel empowered by the end of this by at least 5 of these noisemakers. And that brings me to the end of this episode. If you're interested in purchasing any of these, you can find them all in our online shop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will just see you next time. Bye!